It can go both ways on there. All right, brother.
A man's security comes from his ability to perform.
Absolutely right.
I gotta read it.
Go ahead, brother.
You want a depressed and stressed out man, take away his job,
Yes.
make it so that he can't provide and protect his family, and you'll have more issues and problems
That's
than
right.
you ever want to deal
That's
with.
right. That's right. That's right.
So when it comes to communication, we will often talk at cross purposes.
Yes.
What you are feeling is not what he's feeling.
Yes.
Talking about it doesn't help from his point of view.
Mm-hmm.
And if he doesn't know what to do about it, it's easier to ignore than discuss it.
Absolutely.
His inability to do anything about a problem is frustrating. He'd rather not deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
This is also why most men don't want to go and get help.
Yes.
If he has to get help, that implies that he is somewhat failing in his ability to provide and protect.
Yes.
His ego and pride prevent him from acknowledging his need for help.
Yes.
He won't even want to talk about it.
Yes. Yes.
These things aren't necessarily good, that they are just the way many men see life.
All right. So at this point, I hope that you've got something. We get ready to close this out because I think we touched on some very, very powerful points, Brother Josh, about the fear of intimacy and why we have problems in relationships. So we're gonna go through these last few things and then we're gonna close out.
How can you achieve a greater level of intimacy in your relationship?
All right, Brother Josh, hit the first two and I hit the last two. But start off at the beginning
I
now.
am. Intimacy doesn't happen by magic.
That's right.
It must be built up over time.
Yes.
This takes people some longer than others.
Yes.
Often, the harder you work at intimacy, the more valuable and rewarding it is.
Yes.
The following are some steps that may help.
That's right.
Be positive about what you have in your relationship and let your partner know what you have, what you value about him or her, and about the relationship.
Yes.
Put it into words. Don't assume they already know.
Absolutely.
Everybody likes to be told that they are appreciated and loved.
Yes, appreciated and loved. You got to say these things, express these things, all right?
Create opportunities for intimacy.
Okay, I'm going to say this, Brother Josh, because it's very important. Men, you have the responsibility to create the atmosphere. The woman's job is not to create the atmosphere. You have to create that atmosphere for intimacy and show her. You remember Brother Josh talking about action? We as men, we have to be moving towards something. Action. You have to create the intimacy. You have to create that atmosphere. Now, if you cook dinner for her, you clean the house, you set the table with roses and candles, you creating the intimacy. All right? You have to do that. Good God. Come on, Brother Josh.
Make times when you can be alone together in a situation where you can focus on each other and on your relationship.
Yes.
The harder it is to do is because the children work or other commitments.
Yes.
The more important it is that you do it.
Yes.
Try to plan a regular evening, day, or weekend for the two of you to be alone.
There it is. Now that don't only mean with being with your wife, but with your children and with other men friends. Because your girlfriend and your wife, she's gonna need some outlet time to go with her girlfriend. So you have to learn how to create these atmospheres. All right, you got to create these things with these different relationships. If you don't, the intimacy is gonna be missing. Those relationships will not be very, very productive for you. All right, I'm gonna go through these last two and we're gonna close it out. Practice making I statements about how you feel. Tell them how you feel. All right? This avoids putting your partner on the spot or your friend or your children, and may help him or her or the children do the same. For example, I feel hurt. You didn't ask me before you decided. Instead, why did you ask me first? So what that means is putting the things out there, letting them see, letting them to show them that how you feel. Well, the kids may have done something. Well, you tell kids, well, John or Sally, you really hurt me with what you said. I'm trying to love you and care for you and do all the things I can for you, but you said this, it hurt me. Let them know that it hurt them. You may have said something bad about your friend, and you may have said something to him, or they said something to you. Tell them, man, you said something the other day about my girlfriend, or you said something. I didn't say it right now, but I'm gonna get you straight. I'm gonna tell you how I feel. Because see, once you draw a line and you tell them this is what happens, they'll respect you for saying something. But if you never say nothing, they ain't gonna never know.
Let me read the last one, bro. After an argument, look at the deeper feeling behind the anger. Hurt and anxiety, or your sense of being let down. Talk to your partner about these feelings and ask about their feelings.
All right. And like I said, like Brother Josh said right there, it goes the same way with your men friends, men, and your children. You got to learn how to express those feelings. All right, you got to, because that's the only way. And that's about being emotionally intimate When you release these things, you learn how to build that relationship. All right. I hope that you enjoyed. This has been a powerful, powerful message.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes I tell Brother Dwight, sometimes it was tight, but it was right.
Yep.
You know, and we had to talk about it. I hope that you got something out. And next week it's going to be another powerful broadcast. Next week we're going to be dealing with finances. And what I mean by finances, we know that everybody is moved by finance. We need finance, but we're going to put it this way: finances, money, power, and greed, the fall of every man. All right. We gonna get down with it dirty, because we talked about that. You talked about that earlier about how we get greed and the power. You talked about power earlier. We gonna get into that. See, when we look at money, there comes the power, there comes the greed, and that destroys us eventually as men. But we need to learn how to build finances to help our families, to help ourselves, and do things for others. It's not about you; it's about others. All right. So I hope you be ready for next week. It's going to be another Power Pack broadcast for next week. Brother Josh, you got any closing statements? All right, take us on home, brother.
It's not about what happens to you, it's how you handle it that really matters.
Finally, the secret is out.
Even strong men struggle.
Praise be to God. We love you here at MSF and the Trauma Network for Men. We look forward to seeing you next week on, again, the Trauma Network for Men. God bless. We love you. Look forward to seeing you then.